announcements and some stuff to talk about first. So it's okay that we have to wait for your classmates who just got called to the office. Tomorrow I am out again. I am sorry. I know my heart breaks as well because I will miss you guys. Don't be confused. I'll be here in the morning. Bless you. I'll be here for foundations, but then I got to leave and go over to the WEC for a CPM training day. It is, bless you, if you think I'm an okay teacher, that is thanks to training days and like professional development where I learned how to be a decent teacher. Bless you. So hopefully you think I'm an alright teacher and I want to keep getting better. So that's where I will be tomorrow. Hopefully there's a sub, but right now it is unfilled. Worst case scenario, Mr. Sherg might be your math teacher tomorrow. Because if they don't have enough subs to fill spots, it is up to the building principal to figure it out. Now, more likely, one of the other teachers who's off would get you guys started, make sure that you don't like kill each other. Or Mr. Smith, who helps me co-teach the Math 7 class in the morning, he would just get you guys rolling. What you're doing tomorrow, bless you, do you need to like go get a drink or something? What you're doing tomorrow is the same thing we did last week where you just work yourself through the lesson. The sub said it went really well. I believe their note, but also like I talked to some of you guys and you said it was good and you liked it and that I want to empower you guys to realize like you don't need the teacher, right? Like you could learn whatever you want on your own. Like having a teacher or not does not change whether or not you can learn. So today we're going to do 3-2-5. If I can hide some toolbars. And then tomorrow, which actually we might as well just go ahead and look at that. Oh, guys, by the way, you need Chromebooks. If you didn't look at the board, you don't have what you need. So you need 2 Chromebooks per group. They're out in the hallway. CPM ebook. We're going to go to the CPM ebook. So, you, tomorrow, will be doing 3-3-1. The homework is already posted over on the orange board, like the blue and orange board over there. But this is what you'll be doing tomorrow. Lesson on division. So, you do some problems where you rewrite division as fractions. Then you work with some mixed numbers and look through how we can actually divide mixed numbers and what that means, like how that makes sense. And then you look through some like use any strategy. So you can choose your strategy, and then you answer a couple more problems, that's it. You should, if you stay on task, be able to get done with the lesson before the class is over and have time to work on your homework. Yeah, which tomorrow's homework is not very long. It's like 93 to 97. So technically 5 problems if we count each problem. I know it's a difference of 4. You have to count the first one and the last one, so it's actually 5 problems. Yeah, you could potentially walk out of class with no homework, like having your homework done, right? If you are a worker or a header, which is kind of okay in math if you know what you're doing, the next homework is also up there for Thursday, 3-3-2. You can work on that, and then we'll have class on Thursday when I'm back, and Friday is Outsiders Day. Yeah. Any questions about tomorrow? You guys will be doing 3-3-1. George? I'm not. I'm at the WEC for a training. So you were at the office for a minute, but yeah, unfortunately, and like I could choose to not go, but I think it's beneficial if a teacher or a professional, if anybody, like an athlete, whatever, if you ever think like you're as good as you need to get, in my opinion, you're immediately failing then, because if you're not trying to get better and trying new things, you're really not pushing to grow. So, in my opinion. Today we're doing 3-2-5, and we are going to start with a game. So if you have yet to do so, please get on your Chromebook and get into the CPM ebook. Again, I did not want to make handouts, so you want to go to lesson 3-2-5. And then what we're getting to is the tug-o-war student e-tool. There in problem 78, the tug-o-war, which I always thought it was tug-of-war.
In this
So check this out. Mr. Smith and I are going to play around to show you guys what's going on. And I just picked Mr. Smith just because he's still here. So here's how this works. And your directions are both over here as well as in your textbook right here under how to play. So I'm going to review this, but if you have any argument or anything among you and your partner, check the rules. So here's what's up. We have two spinners here. Positive and negative numbers on both. What color do you want to be, Mr. Smith?
We'll go
Blue. And I'll be green. Rep my good old fraternity. So placing both tokens in the same spot is possible, but you also don't have to be right in the circle. So to start, everyone starts on 0. We spin both spinners, and because I'm play, I'll let Mr. Smith go first. So if you want to tap him, you can. Now, if it lands on a line, you could respin, but that's in -1. Like it's a little, or sorry, +1. It's a little bit above. So Mr. Smith got a 1 and a 1. Now he has the option to add, subtract, multiply, or divide with those numbers. That value, the resulting answer, will be the amount of moves he can make. And he has to go the direction it tells him. So if he gets a positive answer, he goes to the right. If he gets a negative answer, he goes to the left. So Mr. Smith, what would you like to do with your numbers?
So I'm sorry, since they're both positive, I have to add them, or I am allowed?
Some operation. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I better add them. I'll go 1 plus 1 is 2.
All right, so Smith is doing 1 plus 1, gives him a 2, so he moves to 2. Okay, I spin. Spin and spin. I get a 1 and a -1. I'm going to subtract. I'm going to do -1 minus 1, which is -2, and I land here. Smith goes again. You moved it.
So -4 and -2. I guess I'll do -2 minus -4.
So that gives him a -6. Or sorry, no. Would you say -2 minus -4? What's that actually give him if you minus a negative? You're actually adding, and he gets a +2. Now, you want to write these things down on your sheet, like the moves that you take. So guys, every day in here, you can assume we're using graph paper. Okay, so every day we should have graph paper out, either the notes from the day before or a new sheet for today. So he got an answer of 2 and now ends up at 4. I go again. I got a -4 and a -2. I will add them. -4 plus -2 makes -6. So I go 6 more negative, and I end up at -8.
2 negatives make a positive.
Not when I add them. Remember, 2 bad guys joining forces make a badder guy. Batter.
Trouble here.
Ooh.
All right, I will do 0 minus -3.
What's that get him? 0 minus -3. +3, right? Because minus and negative is plus. So do you get the idea here? You are trying to land on 11. You can go past it if you want. So if I end up out here, I then need to come back this direction my next move probably. And I forget if you can actually like extend this. I would not go past the 15s. You're just getting too far away from your target. Now hold up. If you have 1, I want you to raise your hand to like, and now it depends on how many people are winning at the same time, but then we'll come check the operations you've written down. I want to check your math to make sure you didn't make any mistakes. If you're going to claim that you beat your opponent, we want to make sure you did not make any mistakes. Likewise, you should be checking your opponent's math. So ask them, what operation are they doing? They should be writing it down, not just the answer, but writing down the numbers in the operation, and then the resulting answer, and then making the move. Any questions?
What if I don't have a partner?
We'll merge you up with some other 3 peoples. So we have 2 other 3 groups, and I might have to play against somebody. Or maybe we'll just have 3 of you guys play at the same time. Like, really, it's just whoever can reach 11 or -11 first. You could play with 3 different people. I mean, you could play with up to 6 people because they have all these tokens here. So if you want, you could play with 3 people.
Oh boy.
Any other questions? Depending on how quickly we start to get winners, we'll do this for probably at least 10 minutes. So dive in. Let's play.
You pass back the 1As tomorrow, the ones to give to finish.
Oh, yeah. You might have to
I
explain
didn't
that.
give them the right answer, but I did circle it.
Well, so what you
I
can
kind
tell
of
them
checked their
is
report.
yeah, if they know that they're like they already know that they got it wrong, then they can use a separate sheet of paper and like go ahead and make a revision. Because then if they have if they've reworked those problems, but I want to see their originals, so they're done erasing them. But if they've reworked them, then I'll grade the reworked problems. Yeah. So I forgot that I needed to tell you this. So my Randy and I went down to Mad River on Sunday. And Randy doesn't have as much gear as I normally do, so he didn't bring like any of his gear. I was taking my rope and whatever else. So, right, my standard rack is like my 6 quick draws, 2 tethers, like one that goes both directions. I can clip on at the top and go direct. You have my tethers. You have my locking Jesus. So we get down there and we like start climbing. These climbs, so the rope is now clipped at the top with my quick draws and stuff on the wall. And I'm like. So I'm cleaning, right? But like I start digging through my bag. The only thing I have that is not like my quick draws is a roll of like not old like bad, but like just I've had it forever like cotton wet. Not even nylon, like not too good. It's like old school. It's enough to make a harness. Like it's what I used to teach people. Like okay, if you want to tie your own Swiss, like here's how you do it. So I looked at Randy and I'm like, this is gonna be sketchy, but we're okay. So I like quadruple that thing up, so like I know that even if like one section of it goes whatever, like yeah, and the knots will hold it hopefully. So I get up there and I've got 1 tether and then 3 quick draws. So like carabiner, webbing, like so you're not supposed to do that. And they're quick draws, they're not locking. They're just like loose gauge. So like up top, once they get clipped in and everything, I'm just like, okay, no sudden movements. I had 1 locking carabiner on the tether, but like I wasn't quite trusting the tether. But it was funny when our buddy Mike showed up then, and he's got tons of gear, like a bunch of cams and like probably thousands of dollars in final stuff. So we can't finish this other route. We're stuck on the 3rd clip up, and you got to get to the top to clean it. So like we're like, Mike, you're a better climber. Do you want to like finish this route? Like, so he's like, yeah, do you have the cleaning gear? And I was like, funny story actually. You're probably gonna want to get out your tethers and stuff. He's like, dude, where's all your gear? I'm like, oh, coworkers putting a roof on. Did you win? Who won? Lizzie won with just 2 moves. Yeah, so challenge is thrown down. Can you win in 2 moves or less? And that's a great math question. Could you win in 1 move? But keep playing. Keep going. So play again. Obviously, see if your luck still keeps going. But all of that to say, like, I'm still fine without that stuff, but it was kind of funny, like, okay, so without the things that I was like, oh yeah, just take this. Yeah, I had that really, and because I've been doing work on my trees, all like my rope lengths, like I had like 6 foot rope, 10 foot rope, like just short ropes, I could use those as a tether, but I didn't have any of those because they were all in my garage, just hanging on the wall because I had used them when I was up trimming trees. So it was just like perfect storm, and I was annoyed because Randy was late, so then I was like, let's just leave, and come on, get some coffee and let's go.
I can
You're fine.
I was thinking about asking you how
If yours are needed, that's what I'm going to my yard. Yeah. How high up you are?
Said I won.
I was about to say, I have a pulse, like, I had like a 16 or 18 foot, like, extendable fiberglass pulse saw. I mean, it's not. So when I have to do like high turning and don't have, no, they got more kind of like, I normally use extension ladder up to like wherever high I can, and then a rope section, like run a rope section around the tree, depending on how much I have, I'll like run it twice or whatever. But a figure 8 on a bite on both ends, you have like loop on this end and loop on this end, and then like carabiner to that and carabiner to myself, so that I can then like wait on the tree and like just kind of sit there and do whatever I need to do. If I'm trying to move through the tree, like that's why I'll have two different tethers on. Is like I can have this tether still attached, and then on the other side of this limb that's sticking out, like, attach my other tether, and then detach this one, and just like keep going out the tree, so you're always connected to at least one point, but two is the best. You know, so if one fails, but I mean that's higher. I don't really like being that high. Anything up to where my gutters are, like that's maybe. But once I'm above that, I'm like I'm too like this fall will hurt.
Yeah. Even if they're up catching you, it still hurts.
Yeah. And like if I'm not running the whole length of the rope, if I'm just like tied on, you fall, you then have to pull yourself back into the tree. Right? If I fall and I just get caught by my rope wrapped around the line, I'm not stuck. So safety yes, convenience not necessarily.
I don't want to go but I wouldn't mind you seeing it.
Are you like close to the line? I can ask Mom when we're gonna break for lunch. I mean, I can just drive over and take a look. I can probably figure out which house it is. What's up? 2 turns. What are your moves? That works. George has also won in just 2 moves. Minus a negative is like adding with positive.
Yeah.
You can't cheat at math. It either is or it isn't. Yeah, fine. You won? Okay. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. Simon ended up needing one last move, and luckily he got both -2s. Remember, a number divided by itself, no matter what those numbers are, will give you a 1. So -5, -1.
No, I got you.
Is that multiplication? That's an issue. I'm just confused what you're so that becomes -1. That's -1. Yeah, that's good. All right. Anyone need more time to wrap up real quick? Okay. By that, I don't mean do you want to keep playing a game. Like, do you need?
No, we both won.
Okay. I will give you 2 more minutes. Okay, 2 more minutes. Yes.
I think that
I think I can. -4 and a -6. You're at -10. Then back to -4. Then yeah, back to -10. And 2 more from -10. I'm confused what your results were. So if you were at -10, and then you got a 3 minus 1, that is 2. But from -10, I don't know how you use the 2. Yeah, I think how we were following that. You're all the way confused. Hey, why are we whistling? This is not whistle choir. What do you want to do? Check it off or you just making up numbers or what? So you're at 7. Then you're at 13. Minus 5. If you got a 4, and then you got 3 more, that's 7, right? Then you get 6 more, just 13. Then you take 5 off, 13 minus 5 is 8. Then take 2 more, that's 6. Nice. All right, this game is obviously accessible to you through the ebook. You obviously can continue playing at your leisure on your time, but that is all of my time that I would like for us to take. So can we please, let's just go ahead and put the, well, let me check, but I think we can just put the Chromebooks away at this point. Yep. Go ahead and put your Chromebooks away, please.
Oh, you did it!
I did not stop it. And you don't need to pay me back. Okay, Joe. Because the Doges. Why Doges?
Forever, just because.
Oh no!
My friend.
This is the song.
Four.
I'm just waiting for people to sit back down. So I forgot to do this with you guys. It was an idea I had over the summer, and then it went out of my brain until I taught you guys, and I realized that I had forgotten. If you heard me in the morning class or the afternoon class yesterday, the Math 7 courses, we were talking about repeating decimals and how certain long division just keeps doing the same thing over and over again. So that is why then I brought up the song that never ends, because just like the song that never ends, it just keeps going on and on. Again, some people started dividing, not knowing what they... It's from an old kids show that if we have time at the end of class, I'll try to look up YouTube. I think it's from Lamb Chops. But yeah, it's the song that never ends, and literally like it just keeps looping, like the song does. Like if you keep singing it, you never end. So instead of doing that with long division, we then use the repeating symbol, right? Anyone want to talk to what operations you found yourself using more than the others? Like, was there an operation that we didn't really use very much? Was there one that we used like a lot? Like, what do we think? LP, what do you think? You didn't use what very much?
Like positive numbers.
Okay, so that was just because the spins, right? But the operation, remember, add, subtract, multiply, divide. So of those four, was there one that you used a lot, one that you like barely used? What do we think?
I never subtracted, but I multiplied.
You never subtracted, but you multiplied a lot. What is good? You were mainly adding or multiplying, but you never divided. Okay, back there. Same thing. Yeah. Why do we think division didn't get as much love in this activity? Okay.
Because division just like takes like it's not getting you like further ahead, it's just slowing you down. Like pulling you back.
So if I think about like 1 divided by, well, if I do 1 divided by 1, sure I get 1, but any of the other numbers, I'm going to get some weird partial value, and that doesn't work, right? So for our game, partial values are no good, and division winds up with some partial values. Now division can work here. I saw some people that did do division. If you got like a -4 and a -2, you could make that turn into a +2. But because division can result in those partials, it tends to, when we play this game, not get as much love. So Cynthia, David, Gavin, all these people, Devin, sorry, I don't know. All these people are playing tug of war. Right, so Cynthia begins her turn at 15. So if we can see, I'm zoomed in too far. So just imagine this. You can think about it on your paper. She starts at 15. She spins a 1 and a -3, and she thinks she can get to the winning space. So everyone on your paper, please. This is 80 if we're playing along, numbering our paper. Let's write 15 to start. And then you got to decide how we're going to use the 1 and the -3. So are we going to add in here? Are we going to subtract? Are we going to multiply? Are we going to divide? What are we going to do with those numbers? Can she make it to the winning spot? Okay, she's starting at 15. And then whatever we do with those numbers, that's going to add or potentially like subtract. But subtraction isn't real. To subtract here, we would really just want to make this a negative number, because plus a negative will take us back down. Or we could do minus a positive, but remember, subtraction is not real. So try that. Then if you get done with A, check Devin. If you get done with Devin, check Gavin. If you get done with Gavin, check Mark. Okay, you get the idea. So I'll give you guys at least 3 minutes on this, and I'll circulate and help you if you need. Yeah. You could, yeah. So you could do 15 minus the value. Move on to Devin. I already gave you those directions, Jessica. I appreciate your honesty. Hey, random announcement. Apparently Camila borrowed these last week, and I'm still missing one of them, so if you still have one. Apparently this was found outside, though. All right, we'll let the cat out of the bag. Jessica very quickly said that her group got it. Jessica, what did you do with the 1 and the -3 in order to get us back to 11? So -3 minus 1, what does that give us? -4, right? Because bad guy, take away a good guy, gets more back. Or you can think number line or whatever works in your brain. If I'm at -3 and I go down 1 more, now 15 told to combine with a -4, does that get us to 11? Absolutely. Try Devin, Gavin, and Mark. See if they can win with these turns. So Devin starts at 1. He's at 1. He gets a 4 and a -3. Can he win? No. What if I tell you that he for sure can? Cynthia. You're just not going to finish what she did? I will answer that with reminding you that only pairs of negative become positive. So a negative times a negative will become positive, but when there's only one negative, it stays negative. You got it?
I got it.
I know what it is. Talk to your group.
Question about it.
Oh, you have a question about it?
Does it have to be 1 plus something, or could it be 1 minus?
Really, the only way for it to be minus is if your value is negative. Like how they made a -4 in part A, so then 15 plus a -4. So you're trying to like go down. We want a negative number, right? We want like the result of what we do with those two numbers to move us left. You have it. You got the answer. For all of them, B, C, and D. Well, move on. If you got B, move on. You got B, move on. Caitlin, what can I do with 4 and -3 to try to win here? Yeah, if we multiply them, 4 times a -3 makes -12, and 1 plus a -12 leads us to -11. Any questions on B? Edward? Yeah. What are we doing, C? He's at 12 to start.
It would be -3 minus -2. 12 plus -3 minus
So, -3 minus -2. Now, there's a lot going on there. So, forget about the -3 for a moment. Minusing a -2, taking away a bad guy, makes things better, right? Makes things go up. But we start at -3. So if we're at -3 and we go up by 2, is that enough to win? Like the good guy win? Bad guy still has more power, right? So that's 12 plus a -1. Oh, well, that's okay, because that gives us 11. Connor, question, answer? You gonna do D? All right, Mark starts at -14, spends a -3 and a -1. What do we do? -3 times -1. Yeah, -14 plus -3 times -1. Negative times a negative makes a positive. So -14 plus 3 ends us at -11. So these guys are all very lucky. As you get better with working with your numbers, this game would get easier. Also, if you are like babysitting for a little brother or sister and you're just trying to find something to do and you want to help them practice like addition and subtraction, you could play this with them and just do addition subtraction. If they understand positives and negatives, really you wouldn't have to call it positives and negatives, you just call it like right and left. But that's the game. It's tug of war. Okay. Check what line here. Yeah, that's just more of a challenge. I think because how much I'm stacking up on you guys, I'm just going to give you the next 6-7 minutes to work on your homework. So guys, let's get started on this practice work. Well, thanks, I tried. Because we're going to move so quick this year, when I can give you a fragment of time to work on your homework, I want to. So again, I'm trusting you guys for tomorrow to be able to work through the lesson on your own, and the sub just kind of hang out and guide you.
I needed better